Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester.
And I'm John Rush.
And we're glad you're here this morning. One of our favorite days of the week is Monday. We're going to bring you some really good stuff. Got some good videos, some good pictures and all. But first, let's get started with our weather, brought to us by Haney Technical Center. Let's start off with a marine weather. John, what's going on?
Marine forecast, you got a southeast wind around 10 to 15 knots. Seas are going to be 2 to 4 feet, and light to moderate chop in the bay.
Okay, all right. So it's going to be one of those typical windy spring days that we have.
Yep.
Now, high today is going to be 77, low tonight 62, and the water temperature is right around 65. It's hovered around there now for about close to a week. So the Spanish are in.
The Spanish are in.
We can fish. The other night, you on the pier, you called me from the pier, and you said, how many had been caught?
Like over 350 caught in one day.
350 in one day. So
they killed them.
That was, they've had these scouts out here for about 2 weeks now, and then the main army came in.
Oh, yeah.
So we're right in the middle of Spanish, so this is good. Everybody's excited. Let's take a look at our tides brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home. Greg Brudnick and staff there. We're looking at a low tide this morning at 2:58, a high tide at 9:22, and then another low tide at 5:02 this afternoon. So you have those double tides today, and be sure to just check them out. And always this information is always important to a fisherman. That's why we do tides and river readings every day, except for today we don't have a river reading. We'll get our river readings tomorrow. So, but the river has been high, but I have been getting some good reports from freshwater guys. They caught some fish this weekend. Some catfish have been really good. Okay, moon, our moon is waning right now. Waning moon in April, and we'll pick it up. Got a full moon week, first part of next week. All right. So let's take our first break and be right back. All right, welcome back. Now, one of the biggest things happening this week, of course, is going to be the Blue Water Tent Sale. Friday and Saturday this week, and John and I are going to do the Friday morning show, and we're going to jump in the truck and head that way.
I'm excited.
What are you going to be looking for?
I might splurge and get like a gotcha plug or maybe some leader if they have some like 99-cent.
You think you can afford that much?
50-cent leader. I might be able to get some of that.
Folks, also now they're going to have Rick Murphy there, and Rick, he's a great guy. He does that Florida Insider Fishing Report. He's coming up from South Florida. He's got his trailer and everything, and he'll talk fishing with you all day long. So you get a chance, go down there and just visit with him, and you get some really good bargains. I know you have birthdays coming up. You have Mother's Day, Father's Day. You can buy all kind of stuff, all kind of presents. And I promise you from experience, I've gone. This is their 5th annual one, I believe. I've been to every one of them and gotten bargains.
Yeah, I am going to be looking for a new rod.
Are you?
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe. Oh, they have an arm load. They bring them out by the arm loads.
I need a new King cobia rod. I don't know if you've seen mine or not, but it's quite old and it's in need of replacing.
You need to get one of them. All right, let's get started with some. You had some good pictures you brought in.
I've got a few good ones. First one we're going to be looking at is my dad's flounder that he got while he was down here visiting. He was very proud of his flounders, just a 14-inch, and he caught that on a, what was he using? He was using just a little 1-ounce jig head, yellow jig head with a white mullet with like a spinny tail on the end, gulp, and just bouncing along the bottom very slowly for that. And he was in some muddy bottom in a lagoon there.
Your dad's a good fisherman. I watched him fish the other day and all. He sort of moves around and gets after it.
Yes, he does. And then this one is my flounder that I was able to get. It was an 18-inch, and I caught that on. Actually, I switched. I switched what my dad was using, and I caught that on the exact same thing. So.
What color was it?
White.
It's white.
We were using all white that day.
Cool.
All right, and then let's get to these other ones. Let's see. All right, this man here, his name is Sam Patrick, and he has taught me so much about pure fishing since I've come. I thought I knew quite a bit. Well, I was completely wrong on a bunch of stuff. And this is a man that has taught me all about squidding and a lot of stuff about sheephead fishing. But this is a nice pompano that he caught on accident.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he doesn't enjoy eating pompano, and he loves to give those away. And I have yet to be there when he has caught one, except for this one, and haven't gotten any of his pompano from him yet, but I'm excited to.
Well, you know, I want to say something. John just mentioned something. It shows a lot about his attitude right there. He's willing to learn. A lot of people think they know everything and go over there and just fish one way for 3 or 4 hours not catching anything. Folks, I want to tell you something. You need to listen to some of these other people, and our students are like that. So,
you gotta ask them too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know quite a bit, but you got to ask everyone. You know, hey, what are you doing? How are you fishing for that? I don't understand exactly what you're doing right there. Explain it to me. You know, and people love to hear that.
Yeah. And
they
people love to share. They want
yeah.
to share information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So,
what's next on the pictures?
Let's see here. All right, this was my first load of Spanish that came in. That was I got these. I got 5, and then the man next to me from Canada got 1, and he was kind enough to hand me that for turned those into a nice taco dinner the other night.
All right.
But I got those in the shallows at like 6 o'clock at night, and those were the only ones caught that day. And then the very next day, or not the very next day, but the day after is when it turned on hot. And so I feel like those were the first bunch that came in right there. Put up a little bit of a fight. Let's see. All right, and then this right here, this was on, what day was this? Wednesday. Walking out on the pier, and I see this pier cart. And this pier cart was made by Philip Moore, who just so happens to be the same guy that caught the first cobia. Got a picture of that in a little while. But this pier cart he made from driftwood that he found while he was just on the flats fly fishing. And I thought it was really neat. I don't have a pier cart, and I've been looking at trying to make my own because I don't really want to.
Well, that's a unique one, right
there.
Yeah,
very unique, very unique, and it was just all put together, and then it had a plexiglass bottom, a couple of wheels, and a cooler on the end, and
had everything you needed, huh?
Yep.
That's cool.
So I was going to ask you, what do you think are some main components for a good pier cart? Because some people, they've only got like one rod holder, and then they've got a huge cooler on there, and then others have got the bait buckets and all that. So
good question. I'm glad you asked me that. I like, first of all, I like the combination of a surf cart and a pier cart. Use the same one. So first thing you look at is the tires. You want those big old tires that go in the sand, and they're easy to roll. As far as the compartments, I like to have at least 2 to 3 rod holders on each side. But I really use, because I usually like to use 2 or 3 rods. So the rod holders, and they're on the outside. These, factory-made carts are excellent. And you have room for, you got to have your tackle box and your ice chest. And, how big an ice chest, you just got to, whatever you have room for. Some guys, these are self-enclosed. A lot of the others, have a rail around them, so you're limited as the size.
Yep.
I've seen some guys just cut those off so they extend the ice chest out further. And just you can sort of adapt. You can adapt them, weld a little end on them. But I'm real satisfied. I've had one quite some time now.
And I need to get one. I know I do.
Yeah.
One of these days. I'll
I don't know if any of y'all have one. You don't use it anymore. Some people go through stages where they do a lot. Let us know, and we'll be glad to look at it. Or, we might want to check Craigslist.
Yeah, that's true. I do need to do that.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. I gotta find the next couple ones. These are all the pictures are all over the place.
We're kind of scattered.
Oh, here we go. All right. So I was joined one morning while I was all alone on the pier by a pelican, just hanging out, trying to grab my cigar minnow from me. But this guy was not very afraid whatsoever of anyone. You could get right up next to him and almost touch his beak. But he was a very, very nice guy. I thought that was a cool little picture.
They are fun.
Here's a picture of my dad. This was right before we were about to go out with the sun coming up, and it was just a beautiful little atmosphere.
Now, did y'all catch any around those flats? You had to get on out.
No, we had to get out there. I mean, whenever we put in, it was like 4 inches of water. Yeah. There was a couple of times, we had to scoot across the bottom and watch out for the oysters and all that. But there weren't any fish up super far into that little creek area. All right, and so this last picture here, this is the first cobia that was caught. off the pier. It was called
the first official cobia.
Yep, and
okay.
This was Philip Moore, and this was on Wednesday morning when that one big rain of last week came through, and I was out there. That's whenever I met him and was talking to him about his cart in the morning, and I was there from about 8 till 12, and went home, started pouring down rain, came back out around 6, and after the rain had stopped, and found out that he caught that at 5 o'clock.
Oh, man.
And so I was able to see the carcass and everything, but he was right on the shore. He right where the waves are breaking.
Yeah.
So congratulations to you, Philip, if you're out there. And I know another one was hooked on Thursday, 20-ish, 25-pounder, but they got it right up to the pier and lost it at the gaff.
Oh, man.
But I've seen a few. They're here.
Good. So
they definitely are here.
All right. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Panhandle Outdoors here with John Rush, our intern from Auburn University. Doing a good job down here, but really, he's about to turn into a pier rat.
I really am. Back in January and February, I didn't go that much because it's cold. But now that it's gotten warmer, it's bringing me back to all the time that I have spent on the pier, and I'm starting to remember exactly how much I just absolutely love being out there. And even if I'm not catching anything, just staring out into the water because it's so beautiful all the time out there and everything. I do believe I am.
That explains it right there. That explains the feelings right there. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've been out there and just had time to get out there and just enjoy yourself on the pier. All right, some good pictures. Larry Hatfield sent us something from Apalachicola Bay. Check this out. This
nice trout.
That is Chandler Hatfield. They're fishing after school. That is some nice trout right there. He and his buddy, this is Austin Martina and Chandler Hatfield. They caught some nice trout. Now, they were doing this after school, John. Yeah. Now, that's a good thing. That, no electronic games. They just went after school and went fishing.
That's the way to do it.
Apalachicola Bay trout, some nice trout. All right, Walter Woodrick sent these pictures in to me. Y'all know Walter. They took his buddies out, Robert McGigan and Brian Baxley. Shot a 220-pound hog in Calhoun County. This was Thursday night on AR-10. Let's see, with the Muddy River Outfitters. This is our one of our sponsors, Muddy River Outfitters. And why don't you see this right here? That's just night vision. Oh, you went with them, John?
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
And what you're doing, you're doing these farmers a huge favor.
Unbelievable.
The amount of damage these big hogs can do.
Oh yeah.
And these big hogs, they get with with other females, they're going to have 10 or 15 little pigs, and it just goes on and on.
They're everywhere.
I can remember them in River Swamp. My dad used to get mad at them tearing up River Swamp 50 years ago, and he wanted us to shoot every one we saw. All right, we had John had a good sunset picture. He didn't show this. We're going to show a sunset picture off the pier. Nice job right there.
They've gotten a little bit better over the past couple of days.
Yeah, we're sort of clearing up a little bit.
Clouds are getting out of
All
there.
right, now we got a video, so tell us.
Yes, we are getting back to the basics here. Actually, this is a great time to do this video because on Thursday, when the Spanish were running like crazy, I had a couple of people that just kept getting cut off, and they were getting cut off not on their leader, but they were getting cut off right above their leader. The Spanish were hitting their main line, and
how long a leader did they have?
They didn't have, but maybe a foot, 2 feet. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was the fact that they were using a swivel, and whenever that swivel is going through the water, it's going to be making a little bit of air bubble, and the Spanish will see that, and they will go and they will hit that. And some people say, oh, that's a good thing to have because the shinier effect that it's got, the better, because it's going to attract them more. Well, I don't think so. You want the only shiny thing to be is the thing that's got the hooks on it, because that's the only thing that's going to catch it. And and you don't want the fish attacking that. So I made a short little video to help you learn how to tie a line-to-line uni knot and as well as a loop knot.
Very good. Very good.
So
okay,
let's learn it.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm joined by Tippy and Reese, and today we are going to be teaching you how to tie a uni knot and how to tie a loop knot. So, y'all ready? You want to get to it? you want to get to it? All right, so the first knot that we're going to learn is the line-to-line uni knot, and this knot is great for going from your main line to your leader, and it is also great for going, say you want to have 100 yards of mono at the base of your spool, but then you want to have 150, 200 yards of braid. This knot is great to connect those two lines together because it's small and it is very strong. And this knot you can tie from mono to mono. You can also tie it from mono to braid, as well as braid to braid. It holds strong no matter what. So to do the uni knot, you're going to have your two different lines. You're going to put them together, and you're going to take the first one and do a loop right up along your other line, and then you're going to go through that loop 4 times. Once you've gone through it 4 times, you're going to pull that one tight, like so. And then you're going to take the other end of your line and do the exact same thing. Loop, and then through the loop 4 times. After you pull that one nice and tight, you should have it like that. Then pull your lines so that they come together, and voila, you have a tight line-to-line uni knot. So the second knot is the loop knot, and the loop knot is great for putting it on your gotcha. Whenever you're plugging that gotcha away, you really want to have a lot of movement on there. Well, whenever you just tie your line straight to the gotcha without a loop on there, it's not going to be going back and forth nearly as much as with the loop. So it's very simple, very easy knot. I learned this one from my father a long, long time ago, and I'm very appreciative that he taught me this. Alright, so for the next knot we're going to do is the loop knot. So to do that, you're going to make a loop in the line, just like that, and leave that open. Then you're going to take your hook, or whatever it is that you're tying to, in this case a washer, put it through the line right there, and then you're just going to go take the line back through the loop 3 times. And then whenever you're done with that, you need 3 hands. Tie it tight. And voila. So there you have it, folks. That is the uni knot as well as the loop knot. I hope that it was easily seen and you were able to understand. If you have any questions on them, please don't hesitate to ask Winston. I'm sure he can tell you all about them. And I hope that they help you out in the future.
All right, welcome back. Listen, that's a good job on those knots.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Good job. That's so important. Like I say, that, you know, those Spanish will go after that. Any kind of glimmer.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, let's look at our fishing times today. Brought to us by Mark Coward, Edgewater Beach Realty, 832-6000, from Carabel to Destin. Give Mark a call, any kind of property or houses you would like to see. Mark's a good fisherman and loves the outdoors. All right, what about our times?
Times are 11:23 a.m. to 1:23 p.m. and 11:46 p.m. to 1:46 a.m. And you know, coming into this show and everything, and you always having these fishing times.
Mm-hmm.
I never really thought, oh, yeah, I guess, you know, the feeding times they do happen, but what are the chances that they'll actually really be there during that time? Well, that taught me a lesson, and yes, these do work on some days at least. I know for a fact because I was out on the pier and fishing and not catching anything, and then 5 o'clock came about when it was the fishing times according to these charts, and then they just turned on.
There you go, right there. That's a unsolicited testimonial right there. These fishing times, outdoor times. I'm a firm believer in them. You know, they're not going to work 100% of the time, but they work a lot of times, okay? And a lot of times you have some variables with the weather and fronts coming through and different things will affect it and all, but I really believe in them. And you know, we bring them to you because we want to make you a better outdoorsman and all, but you know, I believe in them too. So I'm glad you had a chance to do that.
Yep.
April, we got a lot of good things going on. It's a busy month. And getting over to our freshwater side, all our freshwater fishermen, what's going on?
You got at the end of April, on April 26th and 27th, you have a flathead catfish tournament. And that's going to be for the Liberty County senior citizens, and it's in Bristol Landing, Bristol, Florida.
Okay, and there's 4 stops on that flathead tournament. Really a neat idea they have, and we're going to try to get over there and cover some of that as much as we can, and have a chance to fish it. But anyway, be aware of that. Put that on the outdoor calendar. I sort of have an outdoor calendar. Do you have that too, where all the outdoor stuff goes on? It's a lot of stuff, but it's listed mainly by fishing.
I don't keep a calendar. I need to do a calendar.
Well,
I'm not very good with that.
A couple weeks ago, I wrote down blue water tent sale on this weekend, and now I'm starting to make a little list of one of the things. I remember last year, I was just telling you off air, I got some really nice feeders from Blue Water Outriggers. So they had them, you know, really cheap compared.
So it's not just all fishing stuff out there.
No, you know, that's an outdoor store. So you'll see some good clothes out on some hunting stuff.
I wonder if I need to get one of those buff things, those face buffs. Like you got one of those.
Yeah,
I need to get one of those. And those, I mean, they're usually pretty pricey. I wonder if they'll have any
out
there on sale, because I need to get one of those.
I'm going to ask Rick Murphy. That's one thing I'm going to ask him, because you know he's out there fishing all the time. If he uses his all the time, I bet you know.
I see a lot of people that do wear them all the time.
It's become, at first I thought it was just some fashionable trick and all, but I really believe in them.
From what I've heard, I mean, they're great for keeping the bugs out. They're great for keeping the sun off and the wind chill, all that.
Yeah. Well, John, we wrapped up another show, buddy. Good job. Good job. All right, folks, thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow now. You be sure and do something good for somebody today, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.
When I make a judgment, somebody pays.
Are you serious?
Just saying.
Weekdays at 10 and 3 on WPGX.